Couldn't ask for a better night in Piscataway, New Jersey. Temperatures in the low 70s, not a cloud in the sky. Down on the sideline, the third member of our broadcast crew, Crystal Rich. Hey, Crystal.
Chris, Eric, thank you so much. If you are just tuning in, welcome to the birthplace of college football. As aforementioned, I am Crystal Rich. It is an honor to be back on the banks of my alma mater as I am joined right now by Scarlet Knights football head coach Greg Schiano. Coach, I can only imagine how important it was to you to have spring practices culminating in this scarlet and white game. What do you expect to see from your guys out there, from the early enrollees all the way up to the returning veterans?
Well, you're dead right on that. We needed to have spring ball. We missed it our first year. We missed summer camp. And then we got the virus here, so we had to push it back 3 weeks. But we finally got to it. The guys did a great job. And tonight I'd love to see them just go out and have fun, stay healthy, and finish the spring on the right foot.
Awesome, Coach. And we are very excited to see Noah Vedral, quarterback in your system for another year. But who is a backup quarterback that you have noticed during the spring that people might look at today and say, he's pretty good?
Well, I'll tell you, we have a few, and it's going to be interesting tonight to see, because I've seen none of them in a game, right? So Evan Simon's going to get his chance. We'll see who does what, but I'm excited to see him compete.
And, Coach, are there any under-the-radar players that maybe didn't get a lot of time last year or are new to the program that everyone should watch out for?
Yeah, we'll find out tonight. We'll see.
That's right. We will sure find out tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Coach Schiano. Chris, Eric, always a class act.
Yeah, and he's never going to tip his hand either, is he?
Never. Never.
Always playing a rather sophisticated game of poker.
I wouldn't expect anything less coming from Coach Schiano.
Well, here we go. The rule's pretty standard. Just no kickoffs tonight off of a score. Each team will start at their own yard line. But other than that, everything else pretty standard. As for the white, it is Cole Snyder starting at quarterback. On first down from the 35. Snyder gets a chance to throw for the first time. Instead, he'll pull it down and run out across the 30 to the 35-yard line.
And that's what I want to see, Chris. If he can look at first read, second read, if it's not there, does he have the wheels to take off and make some plays with his feet?
So they start at the 35. It's actually at the 30 as he does throw left and connects with Isaiah Washington on the outside to pick up the first down on the sideline.
You can see this high-tempo offense. Coach Gleason has got these guys back up to the line of scrimmage, getting these plays in fast. The defense is going to be on the edge of their heels here.
Sean Gleason in his second year on the banks. Brilliant young offensive mind, and saw real returns for Rutgers last season as Isaiah Pacheco picks up a nice chunk of change on the ground.
See, Isaiah Pacheco, we've been saying his name because he's been playing as a true freshman, Chris. This, I feel like, is going to be his true breakout year where we can see him rush for a whole lot of yards.
Isaiah, this past year, averaged 4.5 yards per carry for the Rutgers offense that saw major improvements. And a one-handed grab by Matt Alimo, the tight end, over on the sideline in front of the Rutgers bench, the junior from Paramus. Look at this as he goes up to pull it down.
Well, that tight end position is a huge need in the Scarlet Knight offense that they've been looking for quite a few years now. Hopefully Matt Alimo can lock it down.
And we've got our first penalty flag of the night as the offense got a little bit off kilter as Billy Williams, our referee.
Offside on the defense, number 93 with contact. 5-yard penalty.
Well, here's the format for tonight's game. 4 15-minute quarters with a running clock. Standard scoring, and the final 2 minutes of the second and fourth quarter, they will operate it as a normal clock. So they may get a chance to run some 2-minute offense tonight.
Yeah, a little soccer going on right now with a running clock, but yes, he did 2-minute offense as well.
There is Aaron Young out of the backfield with the reception for the white. Young was exceptionally valuable as a versatile back last year for Rutgers.
See, he can catch out of the backfield. He can run in between the tackles, a guy that you can truly rely on.
They fake it to him, and the quick throw this time, it's Monterio Hunt on the outside to the 29-yard line. Shoved out of bounds, close to a first down.
I love when you get to see Guys that didn't get a lot of playing time over the past few years, when they get that first catch, everyone go crazy on the sidelines.
It is a 2nd down and 5, not that close to a first down, as Alimo will line up in the backfield along with Snyder. This Rutgers offense and this offensive line going to take more steps forward, and they open up a huge hole for Aaron Young inside the 5-yard line. An incredible burst and a terrific run on the right side there, Eric.
I see Aaron Young lowering his shoulder right there. The hole is huge. Great job by the offensive line, but look at Aaron Young running through tackles, breaking tackles. I thought it was Isaiah Pacheco for a second.
Here's Young up the middle, close to the goal line on the initial push, but pushed back as he stopped at the 3. Well, we know he's got the burst, but you saw a little bit of the improved strength there.
Oh, yeah, that's that strength and conditioning program right there by Jay Butler, which I'm sure we'll be talking about quite a few times tonight.
Well, it's such a huge part of any football team, and Jay Butler was a big part of Rutgers' success under Greg Schiano the first time around as Cole Snyder runs it in off the fake, and he sold it pretty well to Aaron Young as he punches it in for the White score.
Hey, that's sometimes you don't realize the ride out that needs to go from the quarterback, because you want to hold that defensive end screaming off the sideline as much as possible. Once that DM makes the decision, you pull it and you run scot-free for a touchdown.
So the sophomore from Lakewood, New York, just outside Jamestown, pulling it down and running it in. And for a quarterback in this offense, that's such an important part of this. You may not be the most explosive, but Snyder showing he can have that club in his bag, so to speak.
As you just mentioned, it may not be the most explosive, but you have to have the ability to make plays on your feet in this Coach Ron Gleason's offense.
Guy Fava adds the extra point as Snyder checks in upstairs with Sean Gleason, and the White has a 7-0 lead on an impressive opening drive. And that offensive line, Eric, is something we talked about early. That's going to be such a huge part of their development, getting bigger and getting just stronger overall. We've seen some very positive developments from that offensive line in the first year and a half, but the mix and match on the White squad tonight of starters and reserves doing a nice job on the first drive.
You really have. You see, this offensive line, they've got a lot of playing times together, a little bit of that mix and match, what you just said during the seasons in the past. Now that they're all finally putting this together, they have a lot of games under their belt, a lot of experience. They know how each one of them now works. This offensive line is going to be how the Scarlet Knights offense goes this year. And I really, truly can see on that first drive the improvement in the offseason.
So the Scarlet with the starter, Noah Vedral at quarterback from their own 30. And Vedral on the end around to Aaron Cruikshank. Cruikshank not able to do much, maybe lost a half yard as the White was not biting.
That was a great play actually by the defense, staying home, making sure they're containing the play, and not letting Aaron Cruikshank get out wide.
And Cruikshank, you talk about explosiveness. 2 kick returns for touchdowns last season as Vedral goes play action and connects with Shamin Jones, who made the number change from 15 to 7 this year as he picks up 5.
Representing his coach Tyquan Underwood right there with that number 7. But Shamin Jones has been a great number 2 wide receiver in the Scarlet Knight offense.
Tyquan Underwood, Rutgers wide receivers coach and former Scarlet Knight receiver, the head coach of the White tonight in this Scarlet White game. Coach Fran Brown, assistant head coach and secondary coach as well. Running the Scarlet as Vedral has time to throw, and he will connect near midfield. It's the tight end Giovanni Haskins making the reception at the 49 of the White, and we're looking for a bigger year this year from Giovanni Haskins, Eric, a guy that we saw great flashes from and good presence of mind to hang on to the football.
He did show flashes last year, and a lot of improvement from Giovanni Haskins. And if he could be that guy that doesn't only come in and block, but can make plays with his hands, the Scarlet Knight offense just becomes that much more explosive down the field.
Giovanni Haskins, last season, a transfer from West Virginia. A couple of memorable moments, had 2 touchdowns, and on the season, just 6 catches, but he made the most of them when he got a chance. Here's Vedral throwing off his back foot, but connecting inside the 40-yard line to Cruikshank, and another Scarlet first down.
Seems like they're trying to get Cruikshank involved early in this game. They gave him a little jet sweep. Now you see him across the middle of the field. I want to see, he's a smaller body, but if he can catch the ball and be tough across the middle of the field, that's a problem for the DBs.
Well, Eric, he's a guy that he transferred in from Wisconsin, wanted to become a much better runner. Speaking of which, is Vedral will get ruled down, but picks up some yardage. But Cruikshank had the reputation. He was the Big Ten Returner of the Year in 2019 and this past season. And he's a guy that wanted to develop as a receiver. 37 catches. Before that, had just 4 career catches at Wisconsin.
See, so Gleason's found a way to get him involved. Nifty packages with them as well. Now with another year in the offense, understanding it a little bit better and knowing his role, we're going to see actually his role increase.
Scarlet with a 3rd and 4 inside the 35-yard line of the White. Jameer Wright-Collins in at running back. Former New Jersey State champion in the high jump and freshman from Paterson, New Jersey, and JFK High School. He's a terrific athlete. A little bit of a high snap, but Vedral pulls it down and connects, but a little short of the first down. Reception is made by the tight end Victor Kanopka, but it's a 4th down and 1 coming up, and offense going to stay out there, not surprisingly.
But, I like that decision here. At the 30-yard line, why not? Go for it, see what you got. It's a spring game. This is where you try all your stuff.
But not give away too much.
Not too much. Obviously not too much, but let's see who's bringing the toughness right now in the trenches.
Wright-Collins lines up in the pistol behind Vedral and takes the handoff and explodes to pick up the first down to the 28-yard line.
I love when the D-line screams, he didn't get it. Even though he landed right across the stick. That's, we got to do that. I've got to argue with the ref a little bit.
The D-linemen they will never give it up. You are always looking for every advantage you can get from the officials.
I mean, you got it when you let these big offensive line grab up on you every single play. Come on.
It's funny, ask the offensive linemen, they never hold.
No, never, of course.
Vedral, quick throw, it's Cruikshank out in the flat. A nice cutback as Cruikshank takes it down to the 11-yard line.
So you have a safety trying to barrel down on Cruikshank. All he does is have to sidestep a little bit, and he's so quick. If he makes you shuffle your legs, he's going around you.
Well, you can see why he is so dangerous when he is out in space. And Cruikshank showing the explosiveness on that reception. A little bit, we'll talk to the head coach, Greg Schiano, get his impressions of the first quarter as Cruikshank, the intended target, but nice play. Trey Avery down in the corner to knock it away. 3rd team All Big Ten, thanks to plenty of plays last year like this.
Trey Avery's now been playing a lot of football for the Scarlet Knights. A little bit of mixture of
personal foul. Head to the face on the defense.
He is a veteran out there. And
half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
They're calling the penalty on the defense.
Player who was fouled may stay in the game since his helmet came off due to the foul.
I didn't see the yellow in the end zone, but they got a hands to the face against the White defense.
I missed that one. I didn't see it either, Chris.
It goes half the distance to the goal, and it's 1st and goal for the Scarlet, looking to knot this up with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Kyle Monungai looking for the corner. Gets in. Monungai, the freshman from Don Bosco Prep in Roseland, New Jersey, had 11 touchdowns as a senior at Don Bosco. He finds that corner pylon for the score on a nice run to the outside.
Up, see? Corner jumps inside, allows Monungai to be able to just take it right to the corner. He didn't have far to go. Then becomes a race to the pylon, and Monungai came out right there perfectly to win.
Troy Rainey out there with a lead block, helping to open it up on the outside as Valentino Ambrosio comes on for the point after. The junior from Cranford, New Jersey, and walked on to the football team from the soccer team last year and was 9 of 11 in field goals. Did a terrific job.
He sure did, He got challenged a lot at the beginning, coming in here from the soccer team. And Coach Schiano wanted to put him out there, and he won the job.
As we said, very consistent. The marathon scoring drive, 70 yards on 11 plays for the Scarlet and 7.5 minutes. So both offenses so far we've seen look pretty effective on their opening drives, very methodical, and at the same time picking up some big chunks of yardage on some big plays.
And you know what I'm noticing? The speed. Last year they were learning the offense. This year, the players got a good grasp on this, and you can see how fast things are moving and efficient at the same time.
Bigger, faster, stronger, but Coach Schiano has always been a big proponent of speed kills, and you can't teach it.
That's the truth.
Up the middle, speaking of speed, it's Aaron Young with another explosive play across the 45 of the Scarlets.
Aaron Young is getting in his bag today. Offensive line screen, a little bit of space for him, and boom. It's like a cannon, a ball out of a cannon.
26 yards on that carry as Johnny Langen at quarterback. Last year ran a package for the Scarlet Knights and was very effective, tough running. We saw from the sophomore after he got plenty of playing time in 2019. Last year was a big part of this offense, and young man from Wayne, New Jersey, another guy at 235 pounds who has put on some more weight.
He has, and we saw a lot of Johnny Langen running the ball last year. I want to see how he developed in the offseason, if he can throw a little bit.
Well, Langen is somebody that really just adds a different wrinkle. And if he can be effective in the pass game, that is really something that changes it up completely if you don't know what's coming with a guy like that.
Well, when you bring 8 men in the box every time when he's running, he leaves you over the one-on-ones on the outside.
This time Langen completes a pass to the tight end, Tajay Moore. And a nice reception
Tell you what,
Tajay Moore, freshman from here in New Brunswick.
Tell you what, the Scarlet Knights are going to the tight ends a lot early, Chris. I think that's the fourth different tight end that called a pass so far.
We were talking about Haskins earlier. Matt Alimo last year had 7 catches on the season. And Langen tries to get away but cannot. Kasson Abraham among those leading the way, along with Aaron Lewis, the young man from Williamstown, New Jersey. Freshman and a guy that we saw in spurts last year.
He has the ability to develop into something special because went to Michigan, transferred back home. He's now playing under Coach Schiano's defense in a perfect spot with JB's program. I think we're going to see and hear Aaron Lewis a lot over the next few years.
There's Langen handing it off for Parker Day, the senior from Toms River North High School. With a gain of a couple.
Looked like Taiwan Mason was in a. That's a guy that they're really excited for to see how he can, if he can just stay healthy this year, be a big time edge rusher for them. And looks like he's sticking his head in the run game as well.
Juan, the freshman, or the senior rather, from Tennessee, a quick throw deep downfield, and Max Melton breaking it up. Amir Robinson, the intended receiver. And Eric, this offense really took major steps forward in 2020 statistically. 2019, they struggled across the board. In conference play, you go from 6 points a game to 27 points a game.
It's insane how night and day it is, and it's fun to watch and fun to develop. The guys are out there executing, and they belong in the Big Ten. These guys truly do, and they can show it each and every day. And I'm proud of this organization.
So here's Guy Fava to attempt a 50-yard field goal, and he's got the distance, and it is no good. Looked like did it finish just a little short there? He had the line, rather.
It looked like it just went right under the uppost right there. And it was straight, definitely was straight, but just had a little bit more leg into it.
Yeah, I thought he had the distance. So we take another look at it with Adam Korsak as the holder. And he had the line the whole way, but just fell a little bit short. But he's a guy that his career long was 44 yards. And look, it's versatile to have an extra kicker when you have a guy from the left side who can kick off. It kind of adds a little bit. It's like having a left-footed punter. Sometimes the ball comes off a little bit differently, but if you have two guys that you can rely on as far as field goals are concerned, it does an awful lot for you. If you ever happen to lose one of them, obviously, depth at every position is important, but competition at every position is even more important, and you don't ever want Valentino Ambrosio feeling comfortable.
And that's what I would say when you mention competition. It means you have to bring your A game every day when you come to practice. You can't just sit on the sideline and relax and have fun.
So the Scarlet gets the football back on what will be the last play of the first quarter, and Giovanni Haskins on the reception from Evan Simon. Evan Simon, the freshman, vying for that backup job from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. Ran in this afternoon. Very excited to see what he would get a chance to see it from his son tonight. 1 quarter in, we're tied at 7 in the Scarlet-White game. Set for the start of the second quarter in the annual Scarlet-White game, tied at 7. Those two young men, the Melton brothers, recently had a pretty neat moment in their hometown.
Right now we in our hometown, in Carver City. That's all. Everybody gonna see this. It's real clean. I love it. This me and my brother. This is what all family's about. Just having family trust shop.
The outright joy we have that they're at Rutgers, and Rutgers being a part of our family in this way is just words can't express.
We're so very proud of them. We're very appreciative of this opportunity. And let me just say one more thing. Thank you for our early Mother's Day gift. It's wonderful.
Now to see us on a billboard in our own city, when people drive by, they're gonna see this and it's just amazing.
Well, that's got to be pretty to get to see your two kids up on the big billboard in South Jersey, and young men had been excited to see it, and Guy hopes make that possible. The head coach of the Scarlet Knights, who joins us right now, it had to be awesome to get the chance to see those kids' reactions when they get to see themselves up on the billboards in their hometown, Coach.
That was really cool, Chris, I'll tell you. No, what else is cool to see my man Eric LeGrand up there. I didn't know you were such a businessman, eh? I mean, you're pumping that pretty good there, marketing master.
I'm over here trying to get everyone to add a couple believe in the coffee. But, Coach, what's the biggest thing you've taken away so far from the spring?
Well, I'll tell you, our guys worked incredibly hard, and I was really thankful for that because, as you know, we got spring practice backed up 3 weeks. So, I mean, these kids were done with school here this past week, done with finals, and they were just putting it in on football, and I was really, really proud of them. Not one complaint. They knew we needed to work, and they came to work every day.
Yeah, Coach, bigger, faster, stronger is always kind of the centerpiece of any offseason. The work in the weight room, have you seen the returns that you've wanted to see?
It was if there was a benefit of having an extended spring, that was one of them. Because the guys that didn't come down with the virus, they got an extra 3 weeks of weight training. And we had a great offseason. Coach Butler and his staff did a tremendous job. We really did change the way we look, which is going to serve well come next season.
And, Coach, you can see the speed and efficiency so far on the offensive side. It's a lot quicker, a lot faster. Can you talk a little bit about how Coach Gleason has been able to work with the guys in the offseason?
Well, I think just the familiarity with everything. You got to remember now, we had no spring practice, no summer practice. And to go hit this thing as a new staff, after 4 weeks of practice to go play a game, I think now they've had a chance to, watch last year's cut-ups, go practice it again, and, so far, so good.
Coach, year 2.
As I say that, we throw it incomplete, right?
Well, year 2, Coach, where have you seen the program make its biggest jump as it really gets into the teeth of what you want to do after just a strange year with COVID for really everybody?
I really believe it's the culture, right? The culture is being built every day, and now we have leadership. We have a group of guys that have been through it a full cycle, and the players are taking over the team, and that's what you need.
Hey, Coach, as you're able to have a bunch of these guys returning, has there been anybody specifically that has emerged to you to be one of these leaders, as you just mentioned?
Well, I think there's several of them, Eric, which is, the most important thing. Last time around, when this thing turned is when the players took over the locker room. and it's happening gradually right in front of our eyes. Guys like 03 and Julius Turner. On offense, guys like Beau Melton, they're really taking control of this team. Noah Vedral. And when that happens, now coaches can really do what they're here to do, and that's coach football team. And the players are doing a good job of cementing the culture.
Coach, we'll talk to you more in a little bit. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, fellas, thank you.
Coach Schiano, and he has so much faith in his coaching staff, and continuity is such an incredibly important part of this, Eric. I mean, you have the ability to return your entire coaching staff. That's something that is incredibly rare, but fortunately for Rutgers, that was the case this past offseason.
It is very hard to do it. The way that it moves around nowadays, coaches are getting more opportunities, and he was able to keep this coaching staff intact and being able to now pass it off to the players. When you build that continuity and the respect, the program is able to grow at a much faster rate than if you have the guys shuffling in and out.
That's Kyle Monungai on the carry, and not just returning the entire coaching staff, but 20 of 22 starters from last season. Eric, that's nearly unheard of.
It really is. With the way that the transfer portal is nowadays, and the way that kids just graduate to go on to the NFL early, to be able to have 20 out of 22 guys coming back, and then now with the whole offseason, I'm really excited to see these guys, and we can already see the spring in the development. And there goes a touchdown pass.
That's Shamin Jones on the reception as he got some separation on the throw from Evan Simon, which was right on the money.
He was able to separate. Looked like they were playing a little cover two. The corner was up. Safety didn't get over fast enough. And we know Shamin Jones, he's very familiar in the end zone. Got to see it quite a few times last year and twice in that Purdue game, Chris.
The senior from Cardinal Hayes High School had 3 touchdowns last year on 34 catches, and Jones making that reception and some early returns from the number change.
And like I said, the number change, that's number 7 is special here with Tyquan Underwood, so now Shamin Jones has to live up to that Underwood presence.
Going after from Valentino Ambrosio is good, and the passing game has really improved. We talked about how the offense has improved as a whole. This is a big part of it. 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions last season. They did a much better job of taking care of the football, and in a brand new offense, like you were talking about, they look more comfortable. Coach talked about the familiarity. It's only going to get better from there.
The ball is the program. So now I have double-digit turnovers in a brand new system with absolutely pretty much no practice going into it but a few weeks. That's what you're looking for. That's promising. And if you can keep on cutting down on the turnovers, the more of an opportunity you get to have when it comes for your offense to score points. And that's what the Scarlet Knights been able to do. Also, is your defensive rest.
So the Scarlet now with a 14-7 lead over the White, and we'll see Austin Alberici at quarterback, a junior from Closter, New Jersey, in Demorest High School, getting his first opportunity. And he'll keep it himself as he pulled it out of the belly of Joe Hayford and picked up 6 yards on the run.
That's we're starting to see more guys now get into this game, get to see the depth of the Scarlet offense, say who, and the defense, see who's going to be playing this year, who may work their way into the too deep. But the best part about it is they're all going to play Rutgers football, not the scout team.
Coach has gone out of his way a few times to mention Alberici and how he has played so far throughout the spring. Hey, tomorrow we've got a triple header of baseball coming your way here on the Big Ten Network. Iowa battling Northwestern, Michigan hosting Maryland, and Nebraska taking on Indiana. Coverage starts tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Network. What's that? Coach Schiano likes an awful lot because of his work ethic and what he's done as he gets taken down for a... But that hasn't gotten many opportunities, but has...
That's what may not be going out there every single day start, but they show up to the facilities. If they're on a scout team, they're going to make sure they get the best look. And in the springtime, when they got the opportunity, they're going to make the best of it. And those are guys that you got to respect.
On to punt for Rutgers. There is Zach Fiegels, son of former New York Giant punter Jeff Fiegels. An end-over-end catch, or an end-over-end kick, and a fair catch by Aaron Cruikshank back at the 26-yard line. And so the Scarlet gets the football back with a 14-7 lead here early in the second quarter. And, you know, we've talked a lot about the need for the offensive line to improve, but not only that, not just in terms of being able to protect the quarterback, but running the football because of the explosive weapons that you have. The running back room is one that is full of talent. We talk about Isaiah Pacheco and Aaron Young quite a bit, but there have been some major steps forward by Kyle Monangai and Jameer Wright-Collins.
You really have. They got to see their improvement this spring. They got those 15 practices. You're like, oh, maybe we got a little something here. You know what that does for the offensive coordinator and Gleason? Say, you know what? I have to find ways to get these guys on the field. I got to find ways to put them, whether if it's in the slot, the H-back, or when they get the chance to run them back. You find ways, and that's the offensive coordinator's dream.
Explosive plays, that's what it's all about, as Simon off-balance throws and incomplete. Is intended for Nasir Montgomery, freshman from East Orange, New Jersey. At receiver, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 26 for the Scarlets. Victor Konopka, the tight end, lines up out to the left and takes the reception out in the flat and picks up a few yards to the 30-yard line, a gain of about 4 for Konopka. And again, the tight ends very, very active here tonight.
I love to see that. I really do, because, as I said, that's been one of the missing pieces of the Scarlet Knight offense, that tight end position. And to be able to have 4 guys so far today have receptions, it goes to show you that they're putting some emphasis on that. And they know how important it is to have that during the season.
Simon deep over the middle, and it's Konopka. All the way to the 45 of the white, a leaping grab for the freshman from Kinnelon.
You know what? Yeah, it's that time. Coach Gleason said, we are addressing this spot. We're going to have multiple guys that are able to go out there and block, but also catch passes across the middle.
Right, Collins on the carry. How about Evan Simon right now? 5 for 5 for 49 yards.
I'll take this. That second straight quarterback position is huge, because you never know if that first guy does go down. You have to come in. You control the offense.
Excuse me. Simon is 4 out of 7 for 60 yards now. Vedral started 5 for 5.
Hey, you're going to see the improvement in the quarterback room right there. It's only 3 completions from 2 guys.
Sean Munnerlyn at receiver going in motion. Off-balance throw intended for Munnerlyn, freshman from Columbus, Ohio. And that's one of those plays for Simon where you have to be really careful. You're trying to make something happen. You're flushed out and you're trying to throw it across your body.
Well, those are the plays where you have to learn to live to see another day. If it's not there, you see the pressure's barreling down right in your face. You got to throw the ball away. Right, luckily, right there, no one was there. But you got to get that ball out of bounds.
Simon on the outside. Throws it away this time as he takes your cue.
A little bit right there. I know a little something. Throw the ball away. Live to see another day. Yes, you did get the first down. The puncher's coming out, but it's better than a turnover.
So here's Fiegels to punt once again. And for Simon, a guy that is in the program now for the 2nd year, has a comfortability about him that we've seen so far. And he's vying for that backup quarterback job with Cole Snyder. Snyder has seen a little bit of action back in 2019 in the season finale against Penn State, when he played out in University Park for 2 series late in the game. But there's not a lot of experience at that position in terms of game experience, and you want to have somebody that you feel pretty good about as your backup quarterback when you have an offense where your quarterback's going to be mobile like Noah Vedral is, and you're going to take some more hits when you're running the football as much as you do.
And the only time is to get that actual time in the game is the play, because you can try to simulate it as much as you want in practice and in the spring game, but actual playing against competition that's hitting you every single time, you got to be, the only time to get experience really like that is to actually play. So
the White gets the football back, and it's Snyder for only about a yard this time to the 14. Cole Snyder, 3 for 3 in his career throwing the football for 35 yards. So he said from Lakewood, New York, which is the southern tier of New York. It's kind of west southern part of New York, and a guy that as a senior in high school threw for 37 touchdowns, first team all skate, and now his third year here at Rutgers as he connects with Isaiah Washington on the outside at the 19-yard line. But as we said, a hair more experience. He's been around longer, but they're both in the system for the same amount of time.
Exactly. So he's been around a little bit longer, but same system, the same amount of time. It's a true, all right, who's going to be the better guy? Who's going to step up? I don't have that much more experience as you as Coach Snyder, so they're pretty much playing even field right here.
So 3rd down and 4 coming for Snyder and the Whites. That's Aaron Young joining him in the backfield, who's had a couple of big plays thus far. Quick throw, and it's the tight end Alimo on the outside, and enough for a first down to the 24-yard line. Again, the tight end's involved in Alimo with his second catch of the night.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going to them right here. And good to get them involved. They need to be more involved in this offense.
On the handoff, it's Young once again to the 35 and a gain of 11.
Tell you what, Young is having a day. He's seeing the hole. He's not dancing in the backfield. One's cut and hit. And the offensive line is doing a great job opening up for Aaron Young. And to see him fall forward every single time he gets tackled, Chris, that's impressive.
Aaron Young now has 5 carries for 67 yards, including a 27-yarder earlier. Jesse Parson in motion at receiver for Rutgers. To the outside, intended for Parson, but a little bit high on the delivery. Parson, the freshman from New Rochelle, New York. 5'10", 170. And a guy they like an awful lot in terms of his speed at the receiver spot.
As our guy Ray Lucas always says, throwing from that one other hash all the way to the other side, it becomes a longer throw. You got to be able to become accurate and can't let that ball sail because it's up there for a long time.
Snyder flushed out. Mason trying to chase him down, and he does the smart thing and throw it deep onto the sideline. Let's go downstairs and bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Crystal Rich, on the sideline. Crystal?
Hey, guys. Offensive coordinator Sean Gleason said that Vedra won this starter position last year because of his experience and ability to run the no-huddle and up-tempo offense. So that might be something to watch out for right here as you look at Snyder, Simon, and some of the other quarterbacks take their snap. How efficient are they in the no-huddle, and how fast can they be with their decisions?
It's one of those just underrated aspects of it that never shows up in the score sheet as down the sideline, a one-handed grab by Washington, and he'll go the distance for a 65-yard score.
Oh, no. Chris, he just did that on purpose. He could have caught that with 2 hands. He wanted to show his ability to snag that with 1 hand, and that's really impressive. Look at Paul Snyder looking, scans, sees him. So, you know what? Let me just catch this 1 hand. Not going to turn around and scores a touchdown right after it. Isaiah Washington with the number change to 14. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Look at this shit.
Are you kidding me?
Look at that. And look so nonchalant. Like, if he really wanted to, he could have thrown his body back, caught it with 2 hands. He said, nah, I got this.
That's your Big Ten standout presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And wow. I mean, that just looked like he had glue on his right hand, for Pete's sake.
He literally threw his hand up. Didn't even miss a stride, Chris. Just caught him, kept it moving. Just another day in the office for him.
So the Whites on a 65-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Washington ties it up at 14. And I'll tell you what, we're going to see plays like that during the regular season. It's going to make an incredibly entertaining offense from this past year even better. And Eric, you look at the gauntlet that lies ahead, especially to start the year in conference play with a trip to Michigan and then Ohio State and Michigan State. There are no weeks off of the Big Ten, but that's a tough way to start.
Hey, you know there's no weeks off of the Big Ten, and this is what you expect week in and week out. Yes, you get Michigan on the road, and then you get Ohio State at home. You play Michigan State. Hey, you got the out of conference games with Temple, Syracuse, Delaware. You start off well in that. You build some confidence going into the Big Ten, and you never know what can happen from there.
There's no question, and when we saw what Rutgers was able to do last year, 3 wins, but competitive in virtually every game, and right there in terms of nearly winning the Michigan game. They went on the road and won in East Lansing. This coming year, they'll make their first trip to Northwestern. It's the last place they have not visited since joining the Big Ten. And this is another explosive run, this time for Kyle Monangai, but there is a penalty flag. And I wonder if this might come back for Monangai on a hold. And it looks like it will. Our referee tonight, Billy Williams, as everybody's coming back upfield.
That's one of the worst feelings. You make a big run. You see, I played running back in my day in high school. You make a big run to play, get down there, breathe all heavy, excited, then it comes back.
10-yard penalty for the previous
Now you're going to come all the way back.
Yeah, coaches, that's where the coach, when you see them lose their headphones on the sideline, that's when they snap.
Well, you talk about explosive players on offense. Beau Melton is certainly one of them. Here's Crystal visiting with Mr. Melton.
Hey guys, very excited to have senior wideout Beau Melton join us right now. Well, first of all, how are you feeling out there tonight?
I feel great, our team's out here competing. I just love being back here with the team, and this is our spring game, just having fun right now. Just feel great to be here.
Now, you are coming off your best season, 638 yards, 8 touchdowns, leading the team with 47 receptions. What do you expect out of yourself this season?
But I expect another big year, especially with the team. We have a great team coming forward, and I just look to build on last year with the team. We got great strides moving ahead.
Now, Beau, you have a really interesting story. Both of your parents were athletes here at Rutgers. That's how they met. You're on the team with your brother, Max. You guys have a billboard in our hometown of South Jersey. Can you even describe how that feels?
It's like undescribable. I can't even explain it right now. Just having a family background, a legacy here, and my little brother that goes here and playing and competing with him every day in front of these fans, amazing fans. It feels crazy. It feels great. It's amazing.
I can only imagine how amazing that feels. Now, we've seen what you did last year with quarterback Noah Vedral, but what's your camaraderie like and your chemistry like with some of the other quarterbacks out there?
Great chemistry. We work every day at practice, just going out there every day. We get connections, a lot of receivers in our team gets connection with them, but they're also great quarterbacks. Noah's playing our starter, but, the other quarterbacks are really good too.
Okay, well, we want to have a little bit of fun with you. Are you ready to potentially break down a play for us?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do, I'm going to step out the way. I want you to look at the field right now after this punt, and I want you to just tell us what you are seeing. Let's do it with the Scarlet side. You can tell us what you're seeing on both sides of the ball. But right now, feel free to talk about some of your teammates that you see, or how you've been feeling with your teammates out there.
Okay. You want me to wait till they get back out there?
Yeah, let's do it right when they snap the ball.
Okay.
But until we get there, tell me a little bit about playing with your brother on the opposite side.
Playing with my brother is interesting. He's a competitor just like me. We want to go out there and make each other better every day. And just going out there and competing against him is nothing like it, It's like playing in the backyard with him like we used to. And it's amazing. It's just a great feeling just to have him out there and see him grow, see him progress.
And I can only imagine maybe a little bit of sibling rivalry. Okay, now let's look at this play right here. Tell me what you see as they snap the ball.
All right, so right now I see Isaiah one-on-one backside. Aaron Young got a sweep. That's Kess right there on him. I wasn't going to call that. I wasn't think that was going to happen.
We're going to have you do the next one too, all right?
All right.
That was a warm-up right there.
That was a
Here's the
warm-up.
real one. You got to stretch, get loose a little bit.
All right, so right now, we're huddled up. We got Kesson Abraham, number 5, Max Mellon, 16 on the same side. Direct run, we got Johnny right here, Johnny Langan. He's still on his feet. He's nuts. 21.
Now, Langan's really good wildcat scenarios with his legs. Is that what you see out of him?
Oh, yeah. Johnny Langan's really strong as a quarterback. He's a strong runner, hard runner. He gets downhill, and he's a breakaway player. He's really good.
All right, listen, you might have a future in this. We're going to ask you to do one more for us. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'll do
All
one
right,
more.
here we go.
All right. All right, we got a sub. Parker Day, 33's in there.
Beau, can you see okay?
Yeah, I can see them.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to call it right now. I think it's going to be direct run Parker Day. No, it's back to Johnny. Johnny Langan. Oh, my brother tackled him. All right, bet. Needed to see that.
Beau, thank you so much for your time. Great job. You might have a future in this after football.
Yeah, hopefully.
Chris, Eric, we'll send it back to you guys. Beau, doing a pretty good job out there.
Yeah, some of us still have to pay the bills. Okay?
I know. Beau Melton, man, he's doing a great job. Being able to break it down, talking about the backside single covers. But that's what you like to see out of your players. Reading the defense, seeing what they're showing them, and knowing what they can do and what the adjustments need to be made.
Yeah, I have a mortgage. I'm not looking to recruit anybody to take the job quite yet. And I think Mr. Melton has some more things to do on the field on Saturdays and on Sundays eventually.
We're looking for a lot of great plays on this Saturday. Then we will be seeing Beau Melton on Sundays, that's for sure.
Well, coming up at halftime, we're going to take a look at how Beau ended up here on the banks. And we've talked about his family's connection to this university with his father, Gary, who was on his football team. His mother played basketball here. Outstanding athletic family. Of course, his brother, Max. But something that is a theme, and you saw during that interview with Beau, is brothers on this team. The Youngs, Avery and Aaron Young, the Taylors as well, and the Fadakasis in addition to the Meltons.
It's so cool because you get to leave a legacy like that, Chris. A family legacy. First of all, think about the players being able to say that they played at Division I level with their brother, competing every day against each other, battling. It's just something that, and then to imagine the parents, how they feel too, having being able to come to one game and watch both of your kids play. And we already know what that's like when we had the twins here with Devin and Jason McCourty. It's pretty cool to see that continue on here at Rutgers.
It's been a theme, that's for sure. And we saw Max come in last year as a true freshman and have a real impact on that defense, played exceptionally well, and the opportunities there for younger players to step in. Brian Felter on the offensive side as well. We saw him come in and make an impact right away.
And as you mentioned, Max now, so just imagine, he gets to play against Beau all of his life growing up. And you know how special Beau is. So now when you get thrown out here, it's like playing in the backyard with your brother again. So you kind of know what to expect. And now you're actually learning the techniques from the coaches. I love to see that type of stuff in Felter. Oh, man, I love his attitude up there. He's nasty.
So here we are on a 4th and 1. Langan will take it himself and get the first down as the clock ticks down to 10 seconds. It'll stop on the first down, and the White will try to get some points on the board before the end of the half as the clock starts. Better hurry it up.
Going to take it down to 3 here, too. Timeout.
And now they'll use the timeout. So we'll see if they attempt a long field goal here.
That was a good job by Johnny Langan executing a 2-minute offense. As 2-minute offense, now you get to see if your kicker can come in under pressure and make a field goal to go into half. That's exactly what you want to see from your offense. Getting in field goal range when you're starting in your half of the field to be able to outbring your kicker and rely on him to make the field goal.
So, expect to see a field goal attempt here. Guy Fava out on the field getting loose. And this will be from 47 yards. We saw Fava just miss a little bit short earlier from 50, but he was kicking into the south end of the stadium. This time he'll be kicking into the north end, where the flags on the goalposts aren't moving, but up above, moving pretty well, blowing toward the northwest.
Tell you what, these kickers, are really getting challenged already the first half, and that's exactly, I'm telling you, what coach is sitting there wanting to see. Because you want to see if they can come in and step in a moment and make a play.
So here's Fava getting another opportunity at a long one, officially 48, and the Scarlet going to try to ice him.
Is that Coach Brown over there trying to ice him? I like it.
Coach Schiano chuckling too.
I like the technique right there. You know Coach Brown and you know Coach Underwood, they're very competitive. So they're not going to let him get away with no easy thing. No, we're in a full-out game right now.
Absolutely, and you want to give Fava some more game exposure. Hey, they're going to do this too. They're going to make you think about it a little bit more, and this is a good spot to really test that mental toughness.
I like it a lot. You see how you saw Coach Schiano chuckle it a little bit. I like the move now. Now we're going to see if he can come out here, see if he got ice cold veins, or if he's going to, see if Coach Brown might pay off for him.
So it'll be 48 officially just inside the right hash for Fava. Sophomore from Mawa on the way, and it had the distance, but this time it missed wide to the right. Line drive kick, could not connect, and at the half, it will remain tied at 14 between the Scarlet and the White.
Looks like Coach Brown right there. It worked out for him for a second.
Well, you know he loves that going into the locker room to get a chance to at least cash in on the fact that he uses a timeout and ice the kicker. Veteran move there. Tied at 14 at the half in the Scarlet-White game. Gorgeous evening in Piscataway, New Jersey on the banks of the Old Raritan. The Scarlet-White annual spring football game, and they're tied at 14 at the half. And Chris Carlin back with you along with Eric LeGrand, and we saw some pretty good quarterback play in that first half, Eric.
We sure did. Got to see 4 different guys out there. Vedral, obviously the starter, looking proficient, 5 for 6, 49 yards. But Cole Snyder out by 7 for 9, 91 yards and 1 touchdown.
Sharp all the way around, and again, competition is what you always want to create at every position, especially when you got guys vying for a backup spot behind Noah Vedral in the first snap of the second half. As a penalty flag.
On the offense,
start
13
against the offense.
5-yard holding.
Defense might have lucked out on that one, Chris. I'm not sure who it was. I couldn't see, but I saw a target going down the seam in the middle of the field. It was open.
Well, Eric, we spent a lot of the first half discussing the Rutgers offense. But that defense was opportunistic last season as Vedral fires over the middle and connects. It's Giovanni Haskins, his second catch of the night, and that one out to the 49-yard line, and a gain that goes for 24 yards.
They literally ran the same play. It was the same play for the play before. Now it was Giovanni Haskins I was running up to see. But I like to see that. But yes, that defense that you mentioned, Chris, they created turnovers again. And they're going to need that again a lot this year, a lot more than they did last year.
Vedral keeps it himself and will get ruled down after a gain of a couple. But creating turnovers, 71 tackles for loss as a group last year. Aggressive defensively, and it paid off in a big way.
It really does, and that all goes down to the practice, the tackling circuits. Getting guys on the ground. When you play in the Greg Schiano, Bob Frazier defense, Robbie Smith, everyone has to tackle. Your corners don't just cover. Your safeties don't just drop back. They come in the box, they set the edges of defense, and they make tackles for loss, as you just mentioned.
Look at that. 19 forced turnovers, the most in 8 years. And more importantly, because of what we talked about earlier, too, along those lines, taking care of the football offensively, Rutgers ended up a +5 on the season.
And we haven't seen that in a while on the back set. To be able to be in that +5, in that plus margin, it's huge for the Scarlet Knights. It's been an improvement in 1 year. That number's just going to continue to grow.
Now, Eric, with this defense, as we see Vedral hit the tight end again over the middle, this time it's Victor Konopka to the 10-yard line, and the tight ends are having a night.
Well, Victor Konopka, I think he has a few yards now. I've seen him up the seam, at least for 2 25, 30-yard plays already. He's having quite a day.
That is his third catch of the night, down to the 10-yard line. And just like that, the Scarlet in the red zone. Here's Vedral off the fake to Manungai. rolling out and throwing it away. But the point about this defense, what is it as a guy that thrived in this specific defense that allows it to be so opportunistic?
You know what? Everyone has their own gap. You control your gap and you let the plays flow to you. If you shoot out of your gap, then that's when big plays happen. When Rutgers makes mistakes on defense, it's usually somebody over-pursuing or not controlling their gap. When you play a gap-sound defense, the plays literally will flow to you at all different moments of the game.
Federal keeps it after the fake, and a brilliant fake, and runs it in for the touchdown. They're going to rule him down. I think they will. Back at the 4-yard line.
He definitely, right there with the quarterback. It's so funny because as a defensive guy,
that was a lack of respect for the quarterback.
You want to take him out. But that's your guy, so you can't do it. But yeah, he's down. Come on.
Oh, I don't know.
He might have failed me for an extra yard, but I don't want to hear it, Chris. Don't start with me now.
Well, one thing we have seen from Federal is increased speed, north-south. He looks like he is healthy and ready to go this year, and that can be a huge factor in this offense.
I'm glad you brought that up because he is moving really well out there. He had a great offseason. He was able to heal up, and he's going to be able to use his feet a lot in this offense.
Ball Woods, the intended receiver, is broken up by Chris Long at cornerback, freshman from Willingboro High School. First team All-State, South Jersey, and we'll see the field goal unit come on with Valentino Ambrosio for the Scarlets.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned you're saying a lot of names, freshman. Even though you got 20 out of 22 starters coming back, a lot of young guys are developing and starting to step into their roles, and they're going to be here for a while.
Ambrosio gives the Scarlet the lead thanks to the short field goal, 17-14. Well, 2021 starts with a non-conference schedule of some regional rivalries, so to speak. Temple and Syracuse, two teams in the area where, in years past they've had some good matchups and they're coming back. Of course, Rutgers used to be in the Big East Conference years and years ago with those two teams, but a chance to, get the season started off right. And then Delaware in the FCS as well. They're a little bit dangerous, too, because they're a team that was in the recent FCS playoffs.
Yeah, they were. You see a team like Temple that's right down the road in Philly. They recruit a lot of South Jersey guys. And Fran Brown, we know that's his territory down there, so you want to win those type of battles. Syracuse, as you know, all Big East rival. I played up in that dome back in 2009. It was a great atmosphere. I had a great time. And then you get Delaware, who you just said, don't watch out. They just were in the semifinals in the FCS championship. So, hey, the Scarlet Knights can start off really well if they and build some confidence. It should be a challenge.
There's Cole Snyder connecting with, once again, a tight end. It's Tajay Moore out near the 40-yard line. And to that point, a couple of Temple players have come over and joined Rutgers, and guys who have a chance to make a huge impact, including Ivan Maijay on the defensive line. You can see how Fran Brown really was a guy that was important in bringing them over when he joined Rutgers from Temple, and someone with an outstanding reputation as a recruiter.
He's been amazing. I'll tell you what. The relationships that he develops with these recruits and the players that he coached with that now are recruiting, it's special because you can see he genuinely cares about the players, and he doesn't beat around the bush and tells it like it is.
Ontario Hunt on the reception, taking it in to Scarlet territory, short of the first down. But a gain of 8 on the reception from Snyder. Interesting to see Snyder get this much of an opportunity to play because we really haven't had the chance to see him. Of course, there was no spring football last year because of the pandemic, and this year he's gotten a lot more reps. He did play a little bit back in 2019 as Aaron Young is a yard short of the first down. It'll leave a 3rd and short.
Yeah, like you said, we didn't get to see much from him. And you got to see him in for a game like 2 years ago. This is his time to shine. On BTN right now, everyone watching him, just to see what he can do.
As Young, very close as the officials come in to spot it. Needed to get to the 45. It looks like they're going to say he's short. And why not? I mean, you may as well work on it here.
Might as well, yeah, work on that margin. Do you try to draw him off size? Hey, Butter, do you go for that? Spring game? You know me, I'm going for it.
You're always going for it.
Always.
It could be 4th and 31 as Snyder takes it across for the first down, and Moore getting some help from his big friends up front, including, as you see, big Holland Pierce, who won the most improved offensive player of the spring. And Pierce at right tackle. There he is. This is a guy that came in here at 390 when he first joined the program and is now down to 325. Has really remade his body under Jay Butler, and somebody they feel really good about. And this is also a guy that's a former walk-on, Eric, a part of Rutgers' success that has been very important over the years under Greg Schiano.
It sure has. You know, Rutgers has had a lot of great history with some walk-ons that have come on, develop, become team captains, and even playing in the NFL. Look at the size of him. He comes in at 390, transforms his body to 325, but he still looks like a man amongst boys out there. And I can't wait to see how he progresses for the rest of his career and this season, because they're going to need him.
You think of some of the great walk-ons in the history of this program. Gary Brackett was a former walk-on, played in the NFL with the Indianapolis Colts, was a captain on their Super Bowl team. Sean O'Hara, of course, with the Giants, and Michael Burton now in the league as well, former walk-on. Check downstairs to Crystal with a very special guest, Rutgers safety Christian Isian.
Hey guys, also very excited about this one. Christian, thank you so much for joining me. First of all, how do you feel out there in this Scarlet White spring game?
Yeah, I feel great. It's just great to have, some fans back in the stadium, have the atmosphere, the band, the cheerleaders. It's great to have everybody out there today.
I see the big smile on your face. Listen, your game really blossomed last season. You had 7 takeaways in the last 3 games. What do you have to do to have that same big secondary energy all season long?
Yeah, just work collectively with my guys, play my brand of football, just stay involved, and just be who I am.
Now, there's not a lot of safety depth right now on the team. I know Schiano is shuffling things around. You are one of the more experienced players out there. So with that, how do you kind of lead the team out there?
Yeah, I just try my best to keep guys involved, teach a lot of young guys, where to go, how to play safety in this conference. It's not easy. We're building depth by the day, and we're going to have to get better by come July and come September.
By the way, did you see the touchdown that just happened right here?
I'm mad. I'm upset right now. I don't want to talk to my guys.
I know. Can you tell us a little bit of what you just saw?
Looked like we had a fade ball going down the sideline. I'm not sure of the coverage, but it looked like they got a touchdown on us. I'm upset.
All right, good job. All right, let's talk more about the secondary. Since you're out there, tell me who you think will be a breakout player this year that people might not know too much about. Tell me who you think will be a breakout player this season, who players or people may not know about so far.
Our defense is pretty old. We got a lot of veterans on our defense. Actually, I'm probably the youngest person on the defense on the starting 11. So we got a lot of guys that coming back. We're developing guys by the day. Guys like Elijah Ahmad. There's a bunch of guys that that are coming in as freshmen. The guys that haven't got a lot of experience yet. So I don't want to name just anybody, but a lot of guys are developing.
Now, we're just waiting for a couple of moments because we're going to have you break down the next player. You're going to tell us what you're seeing, especially from the secondary out there. But before we get to that, Schiano has mentioned that he's coming. They're getting to the field right now. But what I'm saying is Greg Schiano said he wants the game to come to you more naturally instead of thinking about it. Right now, before we get to that question, tell me what you see right here from the secondary.
It seems that we're in a man coverage right now. We're in the defender run. Looks like a safety that just made that play just now. Just a regular man coverage play, nothing too crazy.
All right, let's take you through it one more time. We're going to wait for the next play and let us know what you see out there. Some good, hopefully some not too good. Let us know what your breakdown is, especially with you being one of the leaders in the secondary.
Yeah, this looks like it's a regular man coverage. Here we go, shot.
Tell us what us what you're saying.
That one hurt just now. Like, my guy got beat. But that's my team, so I'll take that. That's the red team, but I heard my guy Chris got beat just now. That's a tough one.
All right, you know what? One more for you really quickly. You're doing a really good job.
That's just a regular inside one play, nothing too crazy. A lot of those plays add up yards. A lot of people don't think they're flashy plays, but those add up. Those win games right there.
Christian, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
That reception, thanks, Crystal. That reception from Nasir Montgomery, a tremendous catch. And you could tell he was torn. He's like, Chris Long got beat, but Nasir's on my team.
I know, you saw the reaction because he's looking at the DBs and like, he goes, that's the Scarlet team right there. I got to root for him.
And you saw him, the look on his face, too. As a DB, it's always going to hurt a little bit.
Of course, you never want to win those one-on-ones, but hey, what a play by Montgomery right there. He was reaching down, caught it with his fingertips, and able to corral it and roll his body over.
Evan Simon, 5 out of 10 for 99 yards, including that deep ball to Montgomery. That went for 38 yards just a few moments ago. A 3rd down and 6 for the Scarlet as Simon is flushed out. Back across his body and hits Haskins, but shy of the first down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you see right there, a little scrambler right there, but you got to see Evan Simon lose his feet. You know, you tell the quarterback to throw it across the middle, but throw it back over his shoulder, but he was able to throw a nice ball right there, but 4th down, they're going for it.
11 receptions tonight for the tight ends.
This is my type of football, right? 4th and whatever it is, just go for it.
4th and about 2.5, 3 yards. Kyle Monungai in there, and a timeout taken by the Scarlet prior to the snap. With the clock running down here in the 3rd quarter. And Rutgers, of course, playing in the Eastern Division of the Big Ten Conference. Coming in 2021. Here's who they'll take a look at in the Western part of the Big Ten Conference, and it's Rutgers' first trip to Northwestern. It's the last place they have not been as a member of the Big Ten Conference. They'll be there in October, as well as heading to Champaign, Illinois, and they'll host Wisconsin. The Badgers will come to Piscataway in November.
I'm looking forward to that Northwestern game. You know, Pat Fitzgerald has a good team. They were the Big Ten West champions last year, so looking forward to see the Scarlet Knights, taking up that challenge.
So here's a 4th down and 3 for Simon and the Scarlet. Quick throw, and it's complete. Brandon Myers, another walk-on to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Scarlet.
Get a little H-back fullback involved in the play right there. I may not see him slipping out the back, worried about everyone else, and converted the 1st down on the 4th and 3.
Well, that will end the 3rd quarter, and in just moments, the head coach, Greg Schiano, will rejoin us to talk about what he has seen. The White with a 21-17 lead over the Scarlet. 15 more minutes to go in the annual Scarlet-White game. Continues between the 3rd and 4th quarters here in Piscataway with some Don't Stop Believin'. 21-17, the White with the lead over the Scarlet in the annual spring football game to bring a close to spring practice. And man, it was so important to be able to get those 15 practices back this year. It makes such a difference for the development of players as we welcome in the head coach, Greg Schiano. And coach, just getting these guys to be able to practice together for these 15 practices. Fans don't necessarily get to see what that period means in terms of their development, but what does it mean just to be able to get it for the program this year?
Well, it's tremendously important because not only do you get to practice, but you get to watch yourself on film the following day. Coaches can take them into the classroom, and it's one thing when you're watching somebody else. It's a completely different thing when you're watching yourself.
Hey, Coach, what's it like now having some of the fans back in the stadium and the kids getting to feel that atmosphere again? And you too, Coach.
Well, it's great, Eric, and you know how it is. We got great fans, and to be back in here with some of them, obviously it's a fraction of what'll be here next fall, hopefully. But it's fun to have the band here and everything, the atmosphere, cheerleaders, a lot of fun.
Coach, the Isaiah Washington catch for the touchdown was absolutely absurd. What did you see when you saw him put that right hand up and pull it down?
Well, that's all our coaching, Chris. You know that,
right? Of course. It always is.
That was a heck of a catch, I'll tell you. And a really good throw, too. I mean, Cole put it right on the money. And there's been some really good passing out there tonight by all the quarterbacks. So that's a positive for sure.
They have been really good tonight on both sides, Coach. I mean, on the White side, 14 of 19 for 162. And, boy, Cole Snyder has looked pretty sharp. You've got some good competition at that backup quarterback spot.
Without a doubt. Both Cole and Evan both look good, and certainly Noah did too. Here we go. Oh, almost. But, yeah, it's exciting to see those guys come into a game situation and play well. So that's something big to build on going into the summer.
I was going to say, Coach, now as you mentioned, going into the summer, what is next now that you close out the spring, head into the summer, getting the guys healthy, getting ready for training camp and then the season?
Well, first they need a break. It was a long semester and a long spring practice. They need to get out of here for a little bit, and then we'll get started on first summer session, and the guys will get back to work with Coach Butler.
You know, Coach, when you look toward year 2, what has you most excited for this fall?
Well, I think just having a group of guys that have been in this program now for a second year. We're going into that second year. They know the culture. They know what we expect. And we're going to finally start to repeat things. And I think anytime you go through a full cycle of things, you're much better the second go-around, and that's what we're counting on.
Before we let you go, the strides that were made in year 1, considering the circumstances, when you had a chance to reflect back on it, just how proud were you of that group and what they were able to accomplish in this first year in your program, especially for a lot of guys that had been through an awful lot here?
Well, you know, I said it before, but the fact that we were able to play every game, that just shows their commitment and their sacrifice, going through the COVID virus and doing all the things necessary to be able to play, and then being able to go out and win some games and be in a few others and have a chance to win those. It's a great opportunity if we build on it. It's nothing more than an opportunity if we don't build on it. I think it can be a building block, though, for the future.
Well, Coach, listen, it's been great to see these guys tonight making plays all over the place. We know how excited you are. We appreciate you joining us tonight throughout the night.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, thank you, fellas. Great to have you here.
Coach Schiano offering some great insight into this program as Johnny Langan throws deep, and we've got our first interception of the night back at the 45-yard line of the Scarlet as they pick off their first pass of the evening. And that interception belongs to Jameer Campbell. Guy who's played some receiver, too.
I'm looking at Johnny Langan. See, his outside guy drops off. So a little bit of miscommunication between the two. Because the guy in the slot that was right up the seam, he had on a one-on-one. But his outside guy was stopping backwards. He actually had him open. But just a little bit of miscommunication between the quarterback and wide receiver.
So the defense forcing their first turnover of the night. Let's head down to Crystal for more on the Rutgers defense.
Hey guys, the defense is really showing out tonight. I spoke to 2 guys who were players here last year, recently signed to the Jets. That was defensive lineman Michael Dwumfor and safety Brendan White. I asked them what they saw out here from the defense. They said they are seeing an energetic team, and I think we just saw with that play right there. They also said that they were so excited just to see fans here in the stadium, and mentioned that last season was such a weird time for them without that. They also gave a lot of credit to Greg Schiano, obviously, for building this team up, building the culture up. Brendan White said that he wished he could be out here, and he said he loved that he sees the safeties running to the ball and playing well.
Those 2 guys came over and really were great transitional players. They obviously were able to step in and make plays right away. Brendan White knew what Coach Schiano was all about, and he had, of course, played for him at Ohio State. And Michael Dwumfor on that defensive line was somebody who was able to make a lot of contributions early and help stem the tide for a transition to the new program for Rutgers.
And when you have a new program like that, Chris, sometimes you need those transfers that have some leadership abilities. They know what it's like to go through a Big Ten schedule, and they know what you're all about. You need that in your program. And Coach Schiano was doing a great job at finding some of those guys the perfect fit. Because you don't want to just take anybody. They have to have the perfect fit for what you're trying to build, the perfect culture. And you can see, as what Kristen just said, how they're talking about what they learned from Coach Schiano being in this program, that was just a perfect fit for them.
Another catch for the tight ends. Just a moment ago, Rutgers tight ends with 12 receptions as a group tonight as Zach Fiegel's on to punts. And Jesse Parson let that one go, and that's something he'll learn from as it rolls down to the 5-yard line. Well, this July, the BTN Big 10K is back. Run a 5K or a 10K distance from wherever you live. $20 gets you a Big Ten specific race shirt, a Big Ten themed workout towel, and more, and you'll help support a great organization like Alive Rescue and Special Olympics Chicago. Register now at btnbig10k.com. 21-20, the White with the lead over the Scarlet. You've been up to some pretty big things too recently.
Just a little bit, you know. I opened up my LeGrand Coffee House online store back in January. Our brick and mortar will be opening up in my hometown of Woodbridge, New Jersey in September of this year. So I'm excited about that a little bit. And also my 5K that we have every year for our Walk to Believe has been truly something special as well.
It's Johnny Langen out to the 20-yard line. And he, with great power running, as we saw last year, with a special package in this offense, offers more versatility to it. For more information on Eric's 11th annual Walk to Believe, go to teamlegrand.org. Find out how to be a part of it coming up on June the 12th. And here's Langen out to the 24-yard line.
And I'm proud to say, through the COVID and everything that we went through last year, I'm proud to say that I want to thank everyone that actually participated in the 10th annual. And we raised $190,000 for spinal cord injury research. And this year, we want to continue to grow. We had all 50 states, 2 U.S. territories, and 10 countries got participated in it virtually last year. So it really was cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see the response as Langen fires and connects out across the 30. That was a bullet he threw to the outside, and the reception made by Frederick Krebs, the wide receiver.
It was cool to see Johnny Langen in there now, controlling the offense with some of the younger guys that are getting their reps in there. And he is now a veteran in this offense. He has to take over, put the ball on the money, but let's see how he can master this offense. And can he be a leader? Can he be a guy that you can rely on, not to only run the ball, but throw the ball?
Langen 3 out of 5, throwing the football tonight for 22 yards with 6 minutes and change left here in the fourth quarter, and the sack. It's Wesley Bailey leading the way from the outside, and from the inside, it's Ifeanyi Maije, the transfer from Temple.
See right there, Johnny Langen, they knew it was kind of coming. They came crashing down off of the edge of the defense to the short side, and Johnny Langen has to make a better read and get rid of that or hand it off.
What else is new? Another tight end making a reception. This time it's Madalaimo.
Tight ends. Hey, as you see, Gleason has really put an emphasis on it, and it's going to show out big for us as we go forward.
Third catch for Alaimo of the night, as Langen keeps it. Looked like he made a late decision to pull it back. He only gets a yard to the 45, and I want to stick around. Something pretty neat coming at the end of tonight's Scarlet White spring game that we'll get to see on the final play in just a bit. I want to spoil the surprise, but
got me right there, Chris. Got me a little bit excited.
Does not have to do with that guy.
Hey, that guy is the family. Everything got to do with the Scarlet Knight around here.
Well, that's true. That's true. Here's Langen. Another opportunity to throw, but he'll pull it down and run instead. And twists his way down to the 45, and another first down running the football.
Tell you what, that guy, he is a true bruiser, Chris. There's so many times I see him about to run into contact. You brace yourself, and he just runs through people.
10th carry tonight for Langen. 45 yards. And whistles. And a timeout. Taken, I believe, by the Scarlet. Fran Brown has not been shy with those timeouts tonight.
Oh, he's coaching a win. This is bragging rights right here. Throughout the entire offseason, Taekwon and Fran can go at it. So they want to have those bragging rights throughout this offseason.
There's no question. And talk about the improvement that this offense has made. You look at what's going on in the Big Ten. This past year, 8 games with more than 20 points in a game, and it's a big number. Rutgers averaged 27 points per game last season, and that was too rare of an occurrence over the previous 4.
Yeah, you see that. And that total, I got 3 more than the total in the past 4 years before that. It was just a breath of fresh air to see this offense working and fluently and being able to not having an offseason. That's why I'm so excited to see them this year, because they have a full season of the culture under their belt, and they know what they want to do offensively.
Aaron Young to the outside. That looked like it might have been a situation where Aaron wanted to throw it, but it wasn't there. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Chris. You saw him drop back a little bit. He looked like he was about to chuck it up, and they say, no, let me tuck it. Maybe, I don't know if it was a little razzle-dazzle play or if he just dropped back, but hey, I'm all for a little trickery here now.
Hey, for a running back to have that kind of discipline and not throw it, those guys, the second that play gets called, they're thinking about chucking it no matter what sometimes.
You just want to throw you just want to show your arm strength sometimes. Even if the guy's not open, you are like, I can throw, coach.
Third down coming up right here for the White. They want to keep moving the sticks with that 1-point lead, but they've got a 3rd down and 12 coming up.
And it's a big right here for a Scarlet Knight defense. Kind of try to get off the field and get the ball back to the offense for a shot.
Langen rolling, throwing, incomplete. Joe Hayford out of the backfield, the intended receiver, but broken up by Jameer Campbell. Well, a guy on that defense that is going to be a huge part of what Rutgers does as Campbell makes a nice play there is Mike Tverdoff. You look at his numbers last season, he comes through with 10.5 tackles for loss and 4 sacks as well. And Mike has been a very, very big part of this program. His brother Pete, of course, played for Coach Schiano as well. Here's Crystal with more on Mike Tverdoff.
Yeah, guys, Mike Tverdoff put over 20 pounds on in the offseason. That really ties into the theme of bigger, faster, stronger. Now, he has the secret recipe if you guys are interested. He said 1,000-calorie protein shake, sounds good. Mac and cheese, always a pleasure. But get this, a triple-decker PB&J. Now, guys, I feel like I have been living an eviscerated existence because never have I tried such a delight.
I'll tell you what, one word comes to mind when I hear that, innovative.
Innovative.
A triple-decker PB&J.
You know what that is, too? It's all Jay Butler. I remember the days when the Gators were eating those PB&Js. Like you said, he started to step his game up, a triple-decker PB&J. Imagine that.
So, if I'm counting correctly, that's 4 pieces of bread. If you have 3 decks to it. So do you go 2 peanut butter, 1 jelly, or do you put peanut butter and jelly on all 3 decks? How do you go there? And is it crunchy?
Well, if you're as an athlete, I think you might want to go with the peanut butter for the protein, that good fat that you need.
All right, that's a fair point.
You
always have to think like an athlete, don't you?
I'm just saying.
Just pure joy.
Hey, we both over here enjoy ourselves a nice steak, all right? But if I'm thinking about athlete side, might want to go a little extra peanut butter. But hey, more power to them to be able to put on 20 pounds of muscle this offseason. That's truly impressive.
I'm just wanting to get the job where they want me to put on weight as we see Jameer Wright Collins explode out to midfield on that carry.
Another guy that they're really excited about, that we were talking about a little bit earlier, that can get make plays in an open field. You saw him at the shoestring tackle on the sideline, but he almost took that and hit his head on the goalpost right there, Chris.
Got a nice block, too, from Giovanni Haskins as he carries again and dances to the 40-yard line. Down at the 38. 33-yard carry, and now another good chunk of about 11.
Starting to feel it a little bit. Mixing the Dixon through the holes. You get a driver, and he was able to find his way to get through and pick up another first down.
6 carries and 62 yards for Bright Collins. There's Haskins with yet another reception. That's his 6th of the night.
That's very impressive because we were talking about him as he was a selfless guy last year. He did have those 2 touchdowns, but they used him a lot in the running game and blocking. And now to see him being able to show his skills in the passing game, you know, this is going to be a big year for him in that position.
Under 2 minutes, they will run with the normal clock rules as opposed to the running clock. So with Haskins going out of bounds, the clock stops as Kyle Monangai gets the carry to the 30-yard line. The Scarlet trying to line this up with a 3rd down and short coming up and 1 minute and 20 clock ticking. Left here in the 4th quarter, down by a point. And here's Monangai pushing his offensive lineman Troy Rainey forward and still on his feet inside the 20. That was power from Kyle Monangai from out of Don Bosco Prep.
I'll tell you what, these running backs are getting me hyped up today. They're running with power, running through tackles. You cannot arm tackle these running backs at all. Not any of them. And to be able to make these plays like that at the end of the game, 2-minute drill, with a chance to win, you can see who really wants it.
Take a look and enjoy this. Not only following the block of Rainey and pushing him forward, but breaking off a tackle of Patrice Rene as well. Look at that. He just shoved him forward.
He went flying. Shoving a 330-pound guy like that, you know you've been in the weight room a little bit there, Chris.
Monangai, 8 carries, 38 yards. The Scarlet has rushed for 140 yards. The White has rushed for 162.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling right there.
Plenty of offense tonight. 345 yards total offense for the Scarlet. 367 for the White. After that timeout, 1:09 left. Monangai taken down right at the 20-yard line. Brian Ugu making the tackle for the White. Ugu, a guy they're very high on, the sophomore from Hillside, New Jersey, and another timeout called by the White with 1:03 left.
This would come down to a last-second, maybe field goal to win the game between Coach Taekwondo Underwood and Coach Fran Brown. They've been battling back and forth all game long, the Scarlet and the White. They put together good competition versus good competition on both sides. And this is what you want this for. You don't want to blow out. You want these guys competing to the last end, and here's the opportunity. Defense has to make a stop. Offense trying to score to win the game.
Valentino Ambrosio making a shot. White with 1 timeout left. They want to let them run the clock out completely on them. The 2nd and 12 coming up, but they're going to be able to take a lot of time off that clock. And something special to come as well. Evan Simon captaining this part of the drive. It's Monangai trying to break tackles as they trying to kill clock, and Chris Conkey made the stop, and the final timeout taken by the White with 58 seconds remaining.
They can try to get a stop here, get the ball back real fast, but I like what they're doing here, guys. Down, it's all about getting your field goal here in the right position, Chris. What hash does you like that? Does he run in the middle? Trying to run that clock all the way down.
These 2 guys want to win. Fran Brown and Taekwondo, as you said, they want those bragging rights for sure.
The players are not only competing, the coaches too.
Monangai tripped up by Conti, a fine play, and the clock will run.
I'll tell you what, Conti's been all in the backfield. Now, he had a big tackle for loss earlier. I think this might be the 3rd or 4th time I've seen him on this drive making a big play.
Yep. 2 plays in a row as Ambrosio comes out to try to give the Scarlet the lead. The clock ticks down to 35, play clock at 19. Ambrosio will march it off. He's got Zach Fiegels to hold. This will be a 38-yard attempt from the right hash. The clock run down. Snap, spot. Ambrosio's kick is up, and it is good to give the Scarlet the lead. Little pressure kick from Valentino, and he delivers 23-21 with 9 seconds left, and it's something pretty nice to get toward the end of the game on.
It sure is. I love when the kickers get hyped. Also, you see them on the sideline all game long his head. Then they come in there, they make that last kick, and everyone runs and celebrates with the kicker. Throw him up over your shoulder. Look at him on the sideline dancing, having a good time. Love to see that stuff. All right, Ambrosio. I see you, my boy.
So Valentino, the junior from Cranford, New Jersey, former walk-on, joined the team last year from the soccer team. See if the White can do something with one last play, maybe 2, but have to get it quick out of bounds with 9 seconds remaining. And the Scarlet will send everybody back deep. Cole Snyder at quarterback for the White has had a very good night. He'll dump it over the middle. It's Parker Day looking to toss it up into the air. Brian Felter catches it, throwing it back. Here we go. Saw this last year. Cole Snyder running around, threw it forward. Ball is still loose on the ground. Who's going to fall on it? The Scarlet finally does with Mohamed Touré. As the clock winds down, but even though the clock says 0-0, it's not quite going to be the final play of the game. It was the penalty with the forward pass, but that's not what's going to do it.
Oh, no, I just see the coaches at the middle of the field right now dancing over, looking at the White sideline. I love that stuff because you know these coaches spend hours upon hours with each other, so that's a little good brag rights right there for Coach Fran Brown's team.
So we do have one
During
play
the play,
left.
illegal forward pass on the offense. That penalty's decline. Game over.
And that's Billy Williams. And the Scarlet Knights are being joined by several healthcare professionals, including Rutgers Athletics Chief Medical Officer Josh Prasad and team physician Jason Kristofiak. The group's participation in this last play of the game symbolizing a collective effort to fight against COVID-19 and the tireless work performed by the university community's frontline workers. So they will run a final play here.
Oh, this is cool.
With 11 of the healthcare workers in the university community getting a chance to just enjoy this moment. Pretty neat considering everything we've been through, and the big fella is going to take advantage of this opportunity.
My man's got a full run-out workout right here.
A great chance to cross the goal line of this pandemic together, and you got a chance to celebrate. Outstanding and great moment to celebrate everything our frontline workers have meant during the pandemic.
Oh, man, they've been absolutely phenomenal. Just the sacrifice of, just going to work and doing their job, not complaining, and helping so many more. And we can see them running to the end zone. It's a moment where you get to finally just smile after all the craziness that has happened in this world the past year and a half. These are moments that you live for. Get a great picture. Look at everyone's players jumping on top of them. You got to love that type of stuff. And we thank them for it.
An outstanding job that they have all done across our society over this last year plus and everything they've been dealing with. And special thank you to them here in the university community tonight.